I hope you're here to have fun today because that's what we're doing. We're playing a Mox Opal deck featuring Puresteel Paladin, Retract, and a ton of equipment. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. This is Modern Cheerios, and it's so much fun. The idea is that you want to play Ceram, Senior Artificer, or Puresteel Paladin, and then you want to play zero mana equipment. In fact, we have 24 of them in the deck. This allows you to draw a ton of cards. Eventually, you'll play a copy of Mox Opal, tap it for a blue, and then cast Retract. This will pick up all of your artifacts. Okay, well then you could replay those 24 equipment and draw more cards. Eventually, you'll find more copies of Mox Opal, and then you can cast Grapeshot for lethal. This was one of the original, like, meme type decks in Modern, and today we're playing it again because Mox Opal was unbanned, and it breathes life into this deck once again. So that is the entire deck. That's how this deck functions. I did add in a meticulous archive. When I was studying lists, I didn't see Surveillance in any of them, even more recent ones after the unbanning. So in a deck where you don't have any one-drop spells to play, Meticulous Archive seems like a no-brainer, so I've added that in. In the sideboard, I did put in a few copies of Orm's Chant. This is to be consigned to memory. We really need to be able to do that. Leyline of Sanctity against discard strategies, Pact of Negation against blue, and then Into the Floodmaw, just generic good answers for things like Deafening Silence or Chalice of the Void on 0, and then Gut Shot. This one might not make a lot of sense because the last time that this deck was playable, the card that Gutshot is for did not exist, and that would be Orcish Bowmasters. That's the entire deck tech. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you, but for now, we're going to go play some zero mana spells. I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Round number one, we're on the draw. So hands like this where you don't have a Paladin effect aren't really keepable because your deck doesn't function without them, even when you do have one Surveil land. So we'll take a mulligan. This hand is fantastic. We will keep. So the question is, do you bottom the land or do you bottom an equipment? I think you're probably supposed to get rid of the equipment. Your deck is full of them. Like, we just have to assume that we'll draw more. There's only 16 lands. It's not a ton. We have a turn 1 Faithless Looting. Is this Dredge? Could be Ruby Storm. Cash Grab. I believe that this is... Okay, it is the... I can't think of the name of it. The land that copies something in the graveyard. So we should be able to try for a turn 2 win without fear of our Ceram Senior Artificer dying. They play a Mountain and Rumble, so they could have a turn 3 win here if they have the land in their hand. They put Omniscience to their hand. Interesting. Okay. It was either that or a land, I suppose. We'll pick up Meticulous Archive. We don't need another land. That can go to the graveyard. Puresteel Paladin. Alright, well here goes nothing. We'll play the Ceram Senior Artificer. I don't know if we'll be able to win off of only 3 equipment, but we can at least draw some cards. Retract, Kite Shield. Okay, so we want to find a Mox Opal. Play another Shield. And Bonesaw. Okay, we have to hit Mox Opal. We did not. So we can try to win again next turn. Assuming we get another turn here. Shifting Woodland. That's the name of the card. So if they have another one of those, they can... And they do... Oh no, my bad. It's Delirium from in play. So they do have the Omniscience. I think we're probably just dead. Traverse, so now they can go grab Gristlebrand. Yeah. We had a chance for a turn 2, but they were on the play and had a turn 3. Ancestral Statue. What does this do? Return a non-land permanent. Okay. So they're going to replay the Ancestral Statue over and over. And then they can pick up Karn the Great Creator for Aetherflux Reservoir. And then we already know that they have Gristlebrand in their hand, which is the spell that they'll use to trigger the Reservoir. This is pretty cool. Wish I would have been on the play, but it's pretty cool. For some reason, I thought the Shifting Woodland in my head, it was Channel, it was not Delirium. Um, so that was wrong on my part, obviously, but at least I know that moving forward. Alright, they've picked up Karn the Great Creator, and now they'll replay it. Now they can go grab the Aetherflux Reservoir, and they do. And then any spell here will kill me. And that'll do. So now they ping me and we lose. Sweet. Alright, we had a chance there. It just didn't work out. So do we want to sideboard? You could bring an Orim's Chant to buy time, or you could just resubmit. And I think we're better off just trying to be a better combo deck and resubmitting. It's a shame because if we were on the play, even if we fizzle, we get to untap and win. But we weren't on the play, so, you know, sometimes that happens. Alright, try it again. This hand is fine, we'll keep. There's only one equipment, which concerns me, but we do have 2 lands plus a creature, which is the key thing. They search out a Stomping Ground, Utopia Sprawl, and they say red. Sure, we'll fetch, grab the Meticulous Archive, keep that, play a Hallowed Fountain, we'll play the Puresteel Paladin, and let's go. Bonesaw! Another SRAM Senior Artificer. We'll say yes. Alright, we did not convert. So what I can do is equip for 0 on my guy here, my Puresteel Paladin, my homie, and we'll pass. So another option is I could have waited and then next turn played another creature and then each equipment is a draw 2, which is maybe something I should have considered, I'm not sure. Hopefully we draw an equipment though. They discard Gristlebrand. We did draw an equipment. Let's go to combat because I am an aggro deck. Hiya. Bring in the beats. Right, you block. Alright, and now we'll play the SRAM Senior Artificer. Play a shield. And now each one of these is a draw 2. Alright, we drew another shield. There's another one, that's good. Alright, so now we probably have it. And now we just have to find the Grapeshot. Term is 5. I do wish that you could auto or always choose yes on the Puresteel Paladin. That would be delightful. Play another shield. Land for turn. I guess we could play another Puresteel Paladin. They're not legendary. And now we'll play another equipment. So now we'll draw 3. Play Mox Opal. Play Bonesaw. And the opponent concedes. Nice. Alright, so now there's game 3 on the draw. I still don't think I want to bring an Orim's Chant. Like, we just need to be the best combo deck we can. So let's do that. Okay, so we're 1 land away from greatness here. I think we're supposed to keep this, especially on the draw. So we have a draw step. We actually have 2 draw steps plus a surveil. No turn 1 play. They surveil away Omniscience? Oh, that's not good for me. Okay, so I could play... Hold up. I can have turn 1 SRAM here, and then turn 2 Hurkyl's Recall, start playing everything. That's the move. We'll grab Hallowed Fountain. Okay. Play the SRAM. Pass the turn. And then we'll Hurkyl's Recall ourselves next turn and try to win. They play a Rumble. I would like to draw an equipment for turn. I would like to draw an equipment into like 12 equipments. Well, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Let's go. Alright, well, the road stops there. But now we'll Hurkyl's Recall targeting ourselves. Paradise Mantle. Retract. I think we have the turn 2. Let's go. I love you, Mox Opal. Don't ever leave me again. They say that it's all memes, but here we are just turn 2ing fools. I mean, Neo Brand exists and can turn 1 people, but this deck's just a little more silly, and I like that. I wanted something fun to play. I spent so much time yesterday editing the 5-0 Lotus Breach video, and I just wanted something that I didn't have to waste a lot of brain power on today, if I'm being completely honest. Not that this deck is, you know, completely null of decisions, but that league definitely fried my brain a little bit. And then I was up until 1:30 a.m. Editing it, and then I woke up at this morning at 7 with the baby, so It's just been not a lot of sleep, a lot of doing work, and I just wanted something a little more fun. All right. So I talk about it on the podcast every once in a while. I don't talk about it in my videos, but like I work a 40-hour-a-week job, and then at night I make content and I edit the content. And all of our content has edited subtitles, by the way, so that way people with visual impairments can still consume it. I work a lot with the American Disabilities Act for web in my day job, so it's something I care deeply about. So I really do put in a lot of effort into my content, and it's just sometimes I feel a little burned out, like I'm burning the candle at both ends, and it happens. It's what I choose to do, and I enjoy it. It's just time consuming. From is 35. We're still looking for the Grapeshot here. Did we actually run out of equipment? I suppose we did. So I'll float a red, play Retract. We'll start at the end this time so I can just cast Grapeshot when I find it. Okay. It's from 40. Let's go. This is sweet. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Grapeshot, target you. Storm 47. Let's go! Cheerios match 1 win! I love that. Stick around for match number 2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2 with Modern Cheerios. Let's play Magic. So we don't have one of our creatures. We should mulligan. I mean, we'll keep this, but I do not like it. So this might be just me being a little space-brained. I think I'm going to bottom the basic land. And then on turn 2, assuming that I don't really draw anything I want, or if our opponent leaves open removal mana, I can just play Sacred Foundry and pass and look like I'm a fair deck. And then on turn 3, we can untap and win with an open land. So I'm hoping to look like a control deck here pretty much. Meticulous Archive. I think I have to get rid of the Hurkyl's Recall, which no longer makes me look like a control deck. Whoops. They play Scalding Tarn. We'll play Sacred Foundry and pass. We just want our opponent to tap out on the second turn. That's what we want here. They grab an island and Thought Scour. Come on, play a Psychic Frog. What could go wrong? That's a swamp. You can do it. Play your little frog. They put an Oculus into play. So they would have to have Spell Snare. We'll play Marsh Flats and fetch. Drawing the land here was terrible. We'll play the SRAM Senior Artificer. And they have Spell Snare. How devastating. Ah, brutal. That was our window. So they're tapping out here. There's a world in which I draw another creature, and then we can go for it. But it'd have to be quite the top deck. There's 7 hits. We did not. Instead, we drew another land. All right, so we lost game number 1 to Dimir Frogtide. We want Pact of Negation. We likely want the Orm's Chance. So it's tough because now you have to dilute your deck, and you don't really want to do that, but you have to if you want to win. So we're going to get rid of the Hurkyl's Recall. And then I think Noxious Revival needs to come out. So if your Grapeshot is discarded by a Thoughtseize, you lose, but I think that's something I'm willing to accept. And then we can just like shave on random equipment. I guess Kite Shield is probably the worst one. All right. This hand does not function. We'll mulligan. Okay, I don't think I want to go to 5, so I'm going to choose to keep this and just pray that we draw a creature. Going to 5 against a control deck just doesn't seem like a good idea. We'll play Flooded Strand and pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire, we'll fetch. Grab that Meticulous Archive. Get rid of land number 4. Play Hallowed Fountain, pass. They search out Watery Grave. Thought Scour. Orcish Bowmasters. I did not bring in my Gut Shot. I haven't actually seen I've played a lot of Modern recently. I haven't seen Bowmasters much out of this deck anymore. We drew our Paladin. I could try to win here, but it's only a draw 2. I think I'll pass. Like, draw 2 is not good enough. They Thought Scour, Murktide Regent, and Innocuous. And they did not bring back the Bowmasters. Okay. Interesting. Redrew another land. That's not good. Alright, we'll play the land and pass. Things are not looking great for me. And they have another Bowmasters. We literally can't beat this card. Okay, so I'm going to concede. I know that's not great. Like, some people would like me to sit here and get my teeth kicked in, but it's just not a good use of my time. So I'm going to pick it up, and we'll go to match number 3. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. We've won the die roll for the third match. Let's go. We have a Paladin. We have everything we want other than land 2. I will keep. We'll play Marsh Flats and pass. And, like, I would like to draw land 2 on time, don't get me wrong, but there's also a chance that we could miss it and then still hit a few draw steps. It looks like they're on Mono Blue Belcher, which is a deck with a decent amount of interaction, which makes me a little nervous here. We'll grab the Meticulous Archive, Mox Opal, we'll keep that. So we'll play the Opal, play Shield, play Paradise Mantle, and now we'll play a Puresteel Paladin. Play the equipment. Yes. Alright, here we go. Noxious Revival doesn't really help me here. We'll play the Shield. And another. And another. We drew our land. We'll play it. Pass the turn. So next turn we can Hurkyl's Recall and then try to win the game. The Belcher deck doesn't play creature removal, so as long as they don't have a counter spell for the Hurkyl's Recall, we should be okay. They have Thundertrap Trainer. This will turn on Flare of Denial. So if they have Flare of Denial, they can counterspell my Hurkyl's Recall. We will play Hurkyl's Recall. And they do have Flare of Denial. We will equip, keep the line moving. Alright, we will attack, take 3. I have a 3/15, just as Garfield intended. And now we'll play the SRAM Senior Artificer, pass the turn. Another copy of Thundertrap Trainer. Oh, they revealed Flare of Denial off of the trainer the first time. I didn't realize that. And now they find Disrupting Shoal. That's obnoxious. So if they have a 2-mana spell, they can counter my Hurkyl's Recall. In the upkeep, I will attempt to put Hurkyl's Recall on top of my deck. And then we will draw the Hurkyl's Recall. I'll use the land. I want to be able to attack if they do have a counter spell here, and they don't. Wonderful. Alright, I think we've got it now. We'll just play tons of equipment until we draw into Grapeshot. Each one of these being a draw 2 makes this very, very easy. I wasn't even thinking about Disrupting Shoal when I played my creature on turn 2. I was like, yeah, they don't have anything that can counterspell this. Not even considering Disrupting Shoal. But I got away with one, and I'll take it. I mean, I've played the Belcher deck before. I know that it's in there. We'll play out a Mox Opal. Tap it for red. We'll play another Mox Opal. Alright, so that's Storm 14 if I have found it, and I haven't. Okay, so we'll just play more equipment. There it is. Next card. Grapeshot you. Sweet. Game number 1 over Belcher. I feel like we definitely want Orm's Chant because it's protection, but it also buys us time against them. So I like that. We could probably get rid of the Noxious Revival. Our opponent isn't a deck with discard in it. And then like maybe 2 copies of Pact of Negation. Board out Hurkyl's Recall and maybe 1 equipment. We will submit this. We will keep. This might be a hand where I just wait until turn 3 so that way each equipment draws 2. The Belcher deck just isn't a deck that can win very quickly. Another land wasn't great. Jewelry Runes. That's interesting because that's a land that they could use to counter a creature. We'll grab Meticulous Archive. keep the Pact of Negation. Play Marsh Flats. It's better to play your fetch lands before your other lands, just so that way you can thin your deck of additional lands. I know that it's like people are like, thinning doesn't matter. I am so smart. Well, when your deck draws, when you're playing a deck that draws its entire deck, it actually does matter. And those incremental advantages do add up over time. So you really want to be playing things like that. We'll grab Hallowed Fountain. So I could have played a creature on turn 2. It wasn't an accident. I don't want to play into another copy of Jawari Ruins. Another land. Alright, we'll play Puresteel Paladin. Spell Snare. That can be countered. We'll pass. I haven't seen too many Spell Snares out of the Belcher deck. I mean, I've obviously looked at a lot of lists, but it's usually like a 1 of, sometimes a 2 of. Like, it's really not that common. I'd say most lists don't even play Spell Snare. They find another copy of Jawari Disruption. They have 5 cards in their hand. We'll grab a Hallowed Fountain. Another Pact of Negation. So we could try to win here. My fear is that we just only have 2 draws. We have 2 draws plus the Retract. Alright, screw it. Let's go. They have another Spell Snare. Pact of Negation. Okay. Show me equipments, please. Tons of equipment. Another Retract? That's scary. Alright, we need equipment, please. No! We'll play Retract. That was not good. I really needed to draw a bunch of equipment there. There's 1. We need more. Like, I need to draw a string of them here. There's a land. That's not good. Bone Saw. So the Retract is currently a draw 5 that I have to play right now. Okay. There goes nothing. These 5 draws need to win the game. We have enough Storm, but I need like another Mox Opal plus Retract, or I need Opal Grapeshot. And it looks like our draws are not going to be good enough. Well, there's a Retract. Okay, I have to hit a Mox Opal. I have 1 equipment that needs to hit Mox Opal. Let's see it. Nope. We fizzled. And I will die to my own Pact of Negation. Okay, that stinks. Let's try it again. Game 3, we're on the play. No, we have to mulligan. This is a keep with a Mox Opal on the bottom. Blooded Strand, pass. They have a tap land, so this could be a spot where I jam Puresteel Paladin. I believe the only thing that counters it is that Disrupting Shoal. We'll keep that on top. We will fetch, grab a basic. Here's the Puresteel Paladin, and they have the Shoal. That's a bummer. So I could Pact of Negation here, but it means that I'd have to win. That's a big ask off of 3 draws. But if I wait, does it actually get better? I believe I'm supposed to wait. It stinks, but I think playing Pact of Negation here is just too risky. Out of those 3 draws, I would have to hit Retract and Mox Opal, and I just don't think that's extremely likely. We'll play our land, send it back. Thunder Trap Trainer. They find another Disrupting Shoal. Okay. And they play out Jawari Ruins. So that's a tell to me that they have another 2-mana spell in their hand. We'll grab another basic Plains. So the reason to grab the other Plains is that there is a Harbinger of the Seas, and we don't want to lose to that. Okay, we ripped. Let's go. Pact of Negation. We'll play our Shield. Another Paladin was not a good draw. Bone Saw. Mox Opal. Come on, Retract. Pretty please. Give me Retract. I'm begging. Paradise Mantle. We hit the Retract. Let's go. Play Retract. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this now. So now I can play out Saram and each one becomes a draw 2. We'll play out the Opal. Yeah, I think that this is a play I want to make. Another Mox Opal. That's fantastic. Play the Kite Shield. So one thing I was considering before I ended up drawing the Retract was I had Opal and then I drew Paradise Mantle. I could actually pay for the upkeep on Pact of Negation at that point. I just want to make that known that I did see that line, and if you didn't see it, that is an option you have. Another Retract. Oh baby. We drew Grapeshot. We will fetch. Grab the Sacred Foundry because I can. Storm 23, Grapeshot. Boom! We have a winning record right now. We're 2-1. Let's see if we can get the final 2 rounds. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. It's time for the 4th match. We're on the draw. We do not have a creature, so we will mulligan. This is, in fact, creature. We'll put the Meticulous Archive on the bottom so that way we can fetch for it. Hallowed Fountain. Don't love seeing that. We draw another creature. Well, I guess that means we can just play them out into counterspells and removal. Mox Opal, what are you playing? Emery, Lurker of the Lock. Are you a Breach deck? No, this is just the Urza combo deck. Okay. We'll grab the Meticulous Archive that I placed on the bottom of the deck when I mulliganed. We'll keep the equipment. And let's play a Puresteel Paladin. So I could try to win right now. I'd rather wait until next turn when I can play another creature, and then each 0 becomes a draw 2. They play Steam Vents. Portable Hole. What? They still have 3 cards in their hand. Hallowed Fountain. We'll play Puresteel Paladin. I mean, if I get 4 spiked here, I get 4 spiked. Metallic Rebuke. Okay. We'll play Hallowed Fountain. Pass the turn. So I am likely going to try to win next turn if my creature resolves. Another copy of Emery, Lurker of the Lock. They keep the original. They just want to be able to mill here. And they hit another Portable Hole. So if I cannot play a creature and pass the turn. They attack for 1. Again, I go to 17. They play a land. There's 1 card left and it's a Tameo. So I have permission to try to win. I say try because it's not a guarantee. We'll play SRAM Senior Artificer, and we have 4 draws here. Let's party. I already have an untapped blue source, so Retract is an amazing draw. Urkel's Recall's not bad. I just have to hit a Mox Opal. Or a land, actually. So we should be able to play the Urkel's Recall. Okay. It looks like we're on party time. We'll fetch, thin a land out of the deck. Play Mox Opal. Urkel's Recall targeting myself. And we'll just keep drawing. Another Mox Opal. They conceded, but I did not have the win. I'll take it. So we're facing Urza, probably Thopter Sword combo. So we're in an interesting spot where, do I even bring in anything? Like, we know that our opponent has Metallic Rebuke, but I don't know. Like, do I care about that? Also, like, should I be bringing in Into the Flood Maw? Like, do we think that they have anything like Damping Sphere? I'm unsure. I guess we have Urkel's Recall as our random out. I think I'm going to just resubmit. We're going to try to pod race. No, I don't think that this is keepable. This is the same hand. We'll go to 5. Alright, I am not going to go below 5. We'll just keep and pray. They have land and pass. Flooded Strand, we will send it back. They play Urza's Saga. Sword of the Meek. Alright, so let's see if I can draw a creature. We'll search out Meticulous Archive. That is not a creature. Land to the graveyard. Okay, are we going to try to party here? That was a very good draw for us. If I hit a Mox Opal, we have Retract. So ideally, I would draw into a ton of equipment and then Mox Opal. Another Retract. I mean, Mox Opal, that's our best draw here. Obviously, redraws our equipment. Puresteel Paladin, now we're down to 1 draw. Okay, I have to pass. Decent spot for a mulligan to 5, though. They play Steam Vents, Cameo, Mox Amber, and Portable Hole. They have 2 cards remaining. They have Damping Sphere. They do have it. Okay, so I don't think we're going to be able to win now. We'll play Puresteel Paladin. Equip. Well, I guess I could draw into the Retract. That's how we win. We will pass. I'm sorry, into the Urkel's Recall, not Retract. They have an Urza. Okay. So my timeline is not looking very fast here. Like, I have to draw the Urkel's Recall pretty much immediately, or else I'll be dead very shortly after that. So they can spin Urza here. They hit Emery, Lurker of the Lock. They have no hand left. Alright, deck, give me Urkel's Recall, pretty please. I know it's only a 1-of, but it'd be really good for clicks. We can block. We have Reach. I will block. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's 0 power, but I thought it'd be funny. So I can play another Puresteel Paladin, and then each equipment now draws 2 cards to help me dig. And I cannot play the Mox Opal. But what I can do is make this creature a very large blocker. So I guess that's the silver lining here, is that I can just try to block to buy time until I do find the Hurkyl's Recall. We'll pass. And step they draw off a clue token. Alright, so they're going to spin here with the Urza Lord High Artificer. No, it's Whir of Invention. So they have Thopter Sword now. Alright, so they can go infinite, but I don't die this turn. I guess they gain infinite life. And they can do it at instant speed, so my Grapeshot is never big enough to win. Well, I guess, okay, I take it back. I am not going to concede. Because my out here is drawing Hurkyl's Recall, so they have to pick a number. And then I can Grapeshot for that number. Oh, I guess they have just like a giant construct token that's going to kill my Paladin too. But I still have a chance. They can play their entire deck, actually. Because all of these make mana. Alright, I'm not going to waste time. Let's just go to the next game. Our draw would have been Marsh Flats into Noxious Revival. Not good enough. Okay. So we need the Into the Flood Maws. They're also good against Portable Hole. We'll get rid of Noxious Revival and 1 equipment. I'm going to choose to just ignore Metallic Rebuke. Like, I don't think we want to... I really don't think we want to bring in, like, Orm's Chant or Pact of Negation or anything like that. On the play. I would like 7s with creatures in them. We will mulligan. Keep this. Play Marsh Flats and we'll pass. They play Tameo, we will fetch. Meticulous Archive. I'm literally not allowed to bin the Grapeshot because we boarded out Noxious Revival. We have to keep it. That stinks. Okay, so we're going to play Saram and just draw a couple cards. Play the Saram. Play a Shield. Actually, I should have gotten another blue land instead of the Sacred Foundry. Because if I draw into the Flood Maw... Well, Mox Opal was an insane draw there. Are we actually going to win? Because next turn, Into the Flood Maw plus Retract is something I care about. I'm never actually going to use the Sacred Foundry. Another Retract? Let's go! Alright, deck. I believe in you. Another Retract? Hell yeah. I think we've got it. Play Retract. So at this point, we just need to find a second copy of Mox Opal. And then we've won. We did this off 2 artifacts. That's just insane. Or 2 equipment to start. And we were forced to keep Grapeshot on top, which was not ideal. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to play this other Retract. Storm is 26. We drew another Shield. Another equipment. Storm is now 27. And there's the other Mox Opal. Tap for a blue. We'll play this Mox Opal. This one taps for a red. Grapeshot. Storm 30. We're 3-1. Officially a positive record in this league. I would love to go 4-1. Let's see if we can do that in the 5th and final match. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? I believe. Do you? We just need to draw 1 land and this hand is incredible. So we'll keep. We're on the draw. So I have 2 draw steps plus the Surveil land. Heart of the cards. We can do it. Belcher again. Alright. There's the land. Wonderful. On the end step they cycle Curator of Mystery. So it's not Belcher. It is in fact Living End. They play a Hedged Maze. We will fetch. So Living End does not play creature removal. But they do have Subtlety, so they can just delay me resolving my Puresteel Paladin. We'll grab Meticulous Archive. I don't think we want the Hurkyl's Recall. Another land. We'll play the basic plains. Puresteel Paladin. That resolved. Let's party. We drew land. We don't love that. More lands. Could I draw some good stuff? That would be wonderful. Nope, only lands. Alright, so we have 1 draw to hit a Retract. Nope. That was actively terrible. Oh, Okay. I guess I should have equipped. It doesn't really matter, though. They're just going to living end my creature to the graveyard. Ugh. That was awful. There's 16 lands. And like, I don't think you're supposed to go down on lands. Like, 16 is already pretty low. Shardless Agent, and now Living End, which will put my Puresteel Paladin into the graveyard. Yep. That was just so bad. And we didn't even draw another creature. Like, the... Okay, I'm going to pick up here. So if we had drawn another creature, I could have, like, played it out and then whatever. But, like, the fact that we just drew straight garbage is so funny to me. Ugh, that was bad. We'll bring in Orm's Chant. Get rid of Hurkyl's Recall and, like, maybe one Noxious Revival. Let's leave ourselves one. We'll try this. Game number 2, we're on the play. So this is a one-lander on the play, but you have everything you want. I'm going to keep it. It's risky, I'm aware. But we have a couple draws before we lose the game, so let's just draw land and do the thing. That would be great. I would also take a Mox Opal. They cycle Street Wraith, Hallowed Fountain. We did not hit. We will pass. They cycle a Curator of Mysteries. So something I could do, which might be a little insane, is just discard the Puresteel Paladin. So that way, if they want a living end, they have to bring me a Paladin back. Alright, we're going to do that, I think. It's probably just like a crazy person play, but let's see if they're willing to living end. They are! I now have a Puresteel Paladin. Thank you for the creature. Orm's Chant, that's obviously good. So before I play the Retract, we would like to try to Orm's Chant. And I say try because I need to draw into lands. Or at least a land. Uh-oh. I would have thought that I'd hit a land. There's one. Okay. So let's go grab our basic planes. They're actually F6'd, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to just Orm's Chant them. Ooh, they're not F6'd. Okay. Interesting. They un-F6'd very quickly with my fetch land. They Force of Negation. We'll let it go. Okay. Mox Opal, that would be a good draw here. We'll play another equipment. So we've seen 33% of our deck at this point. And there's a Mox Opal. Nice. We will play... Actually, do I want to Orm's Chant again? I think I do. Because it stops other things. Like, they could have Flare of Denial or something. I'd rather just make sure. Okay, that was fun. Thank you for the living end. I really do appreciate it. It seemed fine for game number 2. We'll send it back for the third and final game of this league with Modern Cheerios. Keep. Arid Mesa and we'll pass. They pick up a Hedge Maze. Force of Negation to the graveyard. That's interesting. Land number 2. I would love to surveil like a creature to the graveyard here. Meticulous Archive. We'll keep the Bone Saw. Spider-Man 1, if you're familiar with that movie. It's Macho Man Randy Savage's character's name. Bonesaw. Puresteel Paladin. They use a Waker of Waves. Puts a Force of Negation to the graveyard. They cycle Street Wraith and Subtlety. So they're likely going to living end next turn. I don't actually want to draw another Puresteel Paladin, so we're going to put it on the bottom. And we'll pass. No living end. Okay. Maybe they needed the land. We'll play another copy of Puresteel Paladin. Bonesaw. Flooded Strand. Let's fetch. We'll pick up a Hallowed Fountain. Paradise Mantle. Okay, Noxious Revival. We're in a decent spot. I would like to draw a Mox Opal, though. There we go. Because now I have double Retract. In case they do have... Like, there's a reason our opponent put Force of Negation to the graveyard, right? Like, they probably already have something. Mox Opal. Let's try a Retract. Ooh, and it just resolves. Okay, I think we have this then. Were they just digging for lands? We got the 4-1 over Living End in the final round. So the only deck we lost to was Dimir Frogtide, where we had 2 garbage draws in a row, in my opinion. This deck was so much better than I expected. It was a lot of fun to play, too. Like, when I signed up for this league, I was like, I'll be happy if we go 3-2. And we got the 4-1. How exciting is that? Changes. Honestly, I don't think I'd change anything. We didn't use the Leyline of Sanctities, but we never faced a black deck. It was a lot of combo mirrors, and then the Dimir Frogtide deck. You could look at more copies of Gutshot if you're terrified of Orcish Bowmasters, but I don't think that's actually a good idea. So I would probably just run this same 75 back. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this fun video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, keep storming. Hey you, yeah you, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.